All right. Well, welcome. Great to have you joining me today. And let's get started. When you're ready, we start as we always do. By simply lying back, closing your eyes, and breathing. Taking the time to settle it. Taking the time to make those adjustments. The transition from everything else we've done today, everything else we're going to do today, into the practice. And practice where our focus is right here, right now. Our attention is tuned to ourselves. The sense of our breath, the feeling of the body. Let everything else drift away. In this state of stillness, it's only natural for the mind to wander off, to plan the future, relive the past, wander off into a daydream. So simply notice when that happens. Becoming aware of the mind, focusing on something other than the right here and now. And you just simply draw back. You once again start to notice the breath, the sensation of the body. You take a few more breaths, a few more moments out of the day. And your next inhale is a nice deep full inhale. You fill the belly, fill the chest, and as you're ready, you release the breath, drawing your knees. And you wrap your arms around your shins, hugging your thighs tied against the abdomen as you gently rock from side to side. You feel that movement, that shifting and swaying of the body. And back to center, hands behind your knees as you rock from the tailbone to the shoulder blades. Nice long line. Nice smooth rhythm back and forth. And the next inhale draws you up to sitting. You sit tall. The back of the neck is long, the eyes remain closed. You take a moment. Then inhale as you rise up. Tadasana. You find your balance. The feet are firm, shoulders back. You close your eyes if they're open. Then palms together, tremor. And on inhale, you take the arms up, lengthening. And exhale as you fold forward over your legs. You get the hands to the floor, bending the knees if you need to. And inhale, right foot steps back, low lunge. Left foot back, plank pose, top of push-up. And exhale as you lower towards the floor. Inhale, forward, broadening your collarbone. And exhale, you press the hips back and up. Down dog. You settle. Taking any movement you like. And back to center. Inhale, the right foot steps forward, low lunge. Left foot forward, folding over your legs. And inhale as you rise up, reaching for the ceiling. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot steps back. Right foot steps back. Exhale as you lower. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale, pressing the hips back and up. Down dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, rising, reaching. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale to get up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Left foot back. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Inhale, right foot. Exhale, left foot. Inhale, rising, reaching. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot. Right foot. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Nice and smooth. Taking the time, feeling the body as it warms up and wakes up. In that sense of coordination. Not trying to rush it, not trying to force it. Finding that rhythm. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Left foot. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, nice and open. Exhale, pressing back in. You feel grounded here. Nice and stable over the four corners. A nice downward pressure with the palms. That upward lift with the tailbone. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Last one. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot, right foot. Exhale, lower. Inhale and exhale. Down dog. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, right foot. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to your heart. You relax your arms, you close your eyes if they've opened. Tadasana. Then with the big toes close, heels apart. You bend the knees, drop the hips, and sweep the arms gently. And settle in. Nice and grounded. Tailbone drawing down, torso lifting up. And you breathe into it. Full inhales. Complete exhales. Then lean the legs, straighten as you fold forward. And you catch hold of your toes, your ankles, your shins. The tailbone's tilting up, the head hangs heavy. That nice deep forward fold here. And being active about it. Drawing the torso over those legs, opening up through the hamstrings, the low back, the calves. Then inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands as you float or step back. Down dog or vinyasa. A gentle bend in the knees. Look up between your hands and inhale, float or step to the top of the mat. And exhale, you fold forward. Then inhale, rising all the way back up. And exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to lift that left leg and open up nice and wide to the long edge of the mat. Setting up for triangle pose. So the right toes point forward, the left foot's parallel to the short end of the mat. Arms into a T. Then reaching out over that right thigh as you hinge over. The right hand lands down, left arm reaches up. You keep that right hip hugging in towards the midline of the mat. So you feel that your torso is lining up right over top of that right thigh. Nice open, long lines here. Expanding the body out. Breathing into it. Then on an inhale, you let the torso lift as that right knee bends, shifting you down into warrior two. You take a moment, sitting the hips behind that right thigh. Then reach out as you bring that right elbow to the right thigh or the hand to the floor for side angle. We'll start with that left arm next to the left ear. Nice long line from that left wrist to shoulder, hip to heel. And if you want to wrap that left arm behind your back for your bind, feel free. Catching the inner thigh or catching hands. Rolling that left side back. Keeping the shoulders stacked. Keeping the torso working right over top of that right thigh. Then exhale, hands to the floor. You're going to peel that left heel and step back, plank pose, top of push-up. Then roll to the left for side plank. Left hand out, right to the left foot. You can always lower that bottom knee, lift the top leg. Whatever you like. Just set that strong lateral line. Nice full breaths. Pressing the floor away from you. Then coming back to center plank pose. You press back to down dog or you move through a vinyasa. Then a gentle bend in the knees. Look up between the hands and inhale as you float or step. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, you rise all the way back up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Then that right leg lifts. Open you up wide to the right edge of the mat. Setting up for triangle pose. You set your feet. Left toes pointing forward, right foot parallel to the back edge. Arms into a T. Then you reach out over that left leg as you hinge over. Be mindful of it as you move into the pose. This left hip has a tendency to start to swing over towards the left edge of the mat. The torso starts lining up with that right corner of the mat. So you want to keep that left hip hugging underneath. The torso leans back slightly, but you feel that you're right over top that thigh. And inhale as the torso lifts. That left knee bends, warrior two. You take a breath or two, setting it up. And then when you're ready, you reach forward for side angle. Elbow to thigh, hand to the floor. And that right arm goes long overhead. You start with that top line. Then if you want, you just wrap that right arm behind your back, catching that left thigh or catching hands. Exhale, releasing the hands to the floor. And you step back, plank pose. Then roll to the right side plank. Right hand, outer edge of the right foot. Make your adjustments. And feel steady on that lateral edge. That right hand pressing down. Your hips, your waistline lifting towards the ceiling. That nice strong engagement. Nice full breaths. And coming back to center plank pose. And you choose, if you're moving through a vinyasa, going straight back to down dog. Then inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward, low lunge. We're going to bring the right hand to the floor inside the right foot as we settle into lizard pose. I'm going to keep that left knee lifted for lizard today. That left thigh is active. Left heel is pressing back as the torso starts to fold forward. Seeing if you can't get one forearm, maybe both to touch down. That deep flexion at that right hip as the torso folds. But that left thigh is staying lifted, left heel pressing back. So you have that long line from thigh to thigh. That deep opening through the hips. And inhale, rising up to straight arms. Keep that left hand on the floor as that right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Low lunge twist. The shoulders stack, the collarbones broad. You stay grounded with those feet. Then with your next inhale, that right arm's going to guide you as you rise up into your high lunge twist. Trying to keep the torso twisting to the right edge of the mat.
That left arm's reaching forward, that right arm sweeping back behind you. Nice full breaths. Then inhale back to center, high lunge. Hips and chest are squared with the top edge of the mat. The arms reach up overhead. Take a nice full breath. Then palms together, thumbs to your heart as you twist to the right. Revolve side angle. Taking that left elbow outside, that right thigh. You can broaden, opening up the arms or bind as you twist tighter. You work that deep rotation now. That tight twist through the abdomen. Good. And on your next exhale, you release the hands to the floor as you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. Moving with your breath. Then inhale, the left leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward. Low lunge. Left hand's on the floor inside the left foot. And keeping that right leg active, you start to bow towards the floor. One form, maybe two touchdown. Relax the upper body here. The torso, the shoulders, the head, the neck. They all surrender. The legs are active, opening up. Then inhale, rising up to straight arms. Keep that right hand down as that left arm reaches up. Low lunge twist. You settle in here, that nice broadening, open line from hand to hand. Then when you're ready, feel grounded with those legs. On an inhale, you rise up to your high lunge twist. Lifting the torso. Using the breath. Good. Inhale back to center, high lunge. Hips and chest square. You take a breath or two to settle in here. Then palms together, thumbs to your heart. You fold and twist to the left. Revolve side angle. Adjusting your arm position however you like. But you can work that deep twist. An active rotation of the spine. Good, and back to center, hands to the floor. Down dog or vinyasa. Nice and smooth. Then a gentle bend in the knees. Look up between your hands and inhale, float or step to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, you rise all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Relax the arms, take a breath. Tadasana. And palms together at your heart. A gesture balancing the body and mind as we make our way into eagle pose. So take a gentle bend in the knees. The weight starts to shift to the right. And you cross that left thigh over top. The left toes can touch down. They can hover, or they tuck behind that right calf. You sit the hips. And as you feel steady, arms out in front, it'll be that left elbow underneath the right. Cross the elbows, twist you tie the forearms. And you're trying to lift those elbows up to shoulder height. As those hips are as low as you like. Good, then untying just your arms. Hands come to your heart as you send that left leg back to high lunge. Left toes touch. The arms reach up. You settle in. Then take the arms behind your back and release the fingers. Nice and broad across the collarbone as you bow forward for humble lunge. And in humble lunge, we keep that back heel lifted. So there's a bit of a balancing element to the pose. The torso drapes inside that right thigh. The head hangs heavy as the arms work away from the back. Inhale, rising back up, arms overhead, high lunge. Then transitioning into revolved half moon, right hand to right hip. Left hand's going to guide you forward. Left fingers touch down as that left leg lifts up. And as you feel steady, let that left side start to roll towards the floor as that right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Keep that left heel lifted towards the ceiling behind you. One more breath. And the right hand comes down. And that left foot floats forward next to the right, folding over your legs. Heel toe the feet about mat distance wide. And sink your hips down, coming into a squat. And we're here for just a breath as we transition to crow pose. So when you're ready, you either go right into crow or you take your time, one step at a time. First step, fingers spread wide, palms flat on the floor about shoulder distance, and the hips lift. You let the knees and elbows bend, so that as those knees touch your upper arms, then all you have to do is start to lean forward. Nice and smooth. You feel your body weight shifting forward. Your toes get light. And breathe. Nice full breaths. Two more breaths. Then on the next exhale, you either float or step the feet back, down dog or vinyasa. Then a gentle bend in the knees. Look to the top of the mat and inhale, float or step. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, you rise all the way back up. Full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Relax the arms. Tadasana. Then palms together. The weight shifts to the left. Gentle bend in the knees. And you cross that right thigh over. And you choose right toes touching down, hovering, or tucking. Then once you feel steady, arms up, and you'll take that right elbow underneath the left. Cross the elbows, twist you tie the forearms. Good. Nice and smooth, untie just the arms. And then you sweep that right leg back. High lunge. The arms reach up. You balance your weight front to back. And take the arms behind your back. Interlace the fingers. And exhale, you fold forward. Humble lunge. Good. Inhale, rising back up. Take a breath, high lunge. Orienting yourself, and then left hand to left hip. Right hand guides you forward. Right fingers touch down as that right leg lifts up. And as you feel steady, you start to let that right side roll towards the floor. Even bring that right palm flat on the ground. You can really roll that right side under as that left arm then reaches up. Revolved half mode. And left hand comes down. The right foot floats forward. You fold over your legs. Then take the feet match distance wide and sink your hips down into a squat. And when you're ready, you make your way towards crow pose. Fingers spread, palms flat, hips lift, knees and elbows bend, and then you lean into it. Shifting your weight, feeling that controlled movement of your body in space. Two more breaths. And you find your way to down dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward. Warrior one. Let that back heel spinning. The torso sweeps up. Both feet are flat. Both feet are firmly pressing down into the mat. Let those eyes soften here. A strong stance. You feel grounded and balanced. Then straightening out the right leg as you reach forward for pyramid pose. The hands can land on the shin, the foot. Maybe they make their way to the floor. Nice deep active forward fold over that right thigh. Nice deep stretch those three muscles that make up the hamstring group. Good, then exhale, bend into the right knee, plant the hands. And you're going to send that right leg back and up, down dog splits. Reaching that heel high. And let that right knee bend as you stack that right hip over the left. And you can stay right here, opening across the left. Or nice and easy, you step that right foot on the floor outside the left edge of the mat. As you turn your hips and chest to face the ceiling. That right arm just drapes overhead. And you try and lift your waistline as high up as you can. Opening through the front line of the body. And nice and smooth, you come back to center. Down dog or vinyasa. And inhale the left leg. And exhale, you step the foot forward. Warrior one. Nice full breaths. And straightening out that left leg, you reach forward, pyramid pose. Hands land wherever's comfortable. The legs are straight, the feet are grounded. The torso feels long over that left thigh. Noticing if you have that habit, kind of curling back toward that leg, and if so, feel the length of the upper body as it moves out over that left leg. Long from heel to hip, long from chin to belly button. Then exhale, you bend into the front knee. Plant the hands as you send that left leg back and up, down dog splints. Reach the heel high. Then let that left hip stack over the right. You can stay right there, or nice and easy, you place that left foot on the floor as you turn yourself to face the ceiling. Letting that left arm drape overhead and your hips lift as high up as you can. Nice and smooth back to center. Down dog or vinyasa. Then exhale, the right foot steps forward. Draw that left knee towards your nose and you kick it through. Sitting down behind that right foot. Setting up for Marichyasana A. Right knee points to the ceiling. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, you fold forward inside that right leg and wrap that right elbow in front of the right shin. Then your left arm comes around behind you. And you try and catch hands outside that right hip. Or if you can't catch hands outside the hip, left hand stays outside the left hip. And you just use that right elbow in front of that right shin. And you try and draw that right elbow towards the back edge of your mat. We'll give you the same leverage. Trying to press the torso forward. And inhale, rising. From here, we're going into double pigeon. So we're going to let that right knee just drop off to the side and move that left leg out of the way for a moment. Then we're going to adjust this right leg, bringing it out in front so that our right shin is parallel to the top edge of your mat. Once that shin's parallel to the top edge of the mat, you then stack that left leg on top. Left ankle's over the right knee, trying to get that left shin to also be parallel to the top edge of the mat. And you might find your left knee floats way up over your right ankle like mine does, or it may rest down on top of it. Either one is fine. But just start to get that tension in the outer hips. You bring the hands outside your hips, the sternum lifts, and that usually starts to build the tension. And then if you want to go deeper, you let the torso start to fold forward, pouring yourself out over those shins. Inhale, rising up. You're going to lean back and lift those legs. Navasana, boat pose. We're going 2 by 2. So we start with knees bent, arms parallel to the floor. And you find your balance here. Nice full breaths. Then on exhale, cross the ankles, either hug the shins in or hands outside the hips to lift. And you come back out. Knees bent or catch your big toes and straighten the legs. Then cross those ankles. You roll forward as you plant your hands. Down dog or vinyasa. And exhale, the left foot steps forward. And that right knee draws towards your nose. And you kick it through. Sitting down behind that left foot. Setting up for Marichyasana A. So left knee points up. Left arm reaches up. And exhales, you fold forward. You get nice and deep. And then wrap that left arm in front of that left shin. Right arm comes around your back. And you either catch hands outside that hip. Or just keep that right hand on the floor outside your right hip. Left elbow in front of that left shin. And start to draw that elbow towards the back of the mat. And inhale, rising up. So we'll let that left knee just drop off to the side. The right leg moves out of the way for a moment. And then we adjust that left leg, bringing it forward so that left shin is parallel to the top edge of the mat. Then stack that right ankle over top the left knee, bringing that right shin parallel to the top edge of the mat. You sit nice and tall, hands outside the hips, lifting the sternum, starting to increase that tension on the hips, or you start to pour yourself forward over the calves. Good, inhale, rising up. You lean back and lift the legs. Navasana. Knees can be bent or straight, but the arms are parallel to the floor. The sternum lifts and you feel your entire core engage. Low back, abdominal wall, hip flexors. And cross and hug or cross and lift. And back out. Knees are bent. Straight, grab your big toes, straighten the legs, or upward facing forward fold. You grab your heels with the knees bent, and tuck those palms behind your calves, and you start to straighten those legs out. And cross the ankles as you roll forward. Down dog or vinyasa. And a gentle bend in the knees. Look forward of your hands, and on inhale you float or step to sitting at the top of the mat. The hips are down, the legs come through. Paschimottanasana. Your arms reach up. And exhale, you fold forward. Catch and hold whatever you got. Your feet, your ankles, your shins. Bow the head, close your eyes. And inhale, reaching out as you rise up. You sweep the arms around in front, parallel to the floor. And on exhale, you lower yourself down onto your back. Come to lie flat. Once down, you take a breath. And preparing for 3 rounds of back bends on your back. The knees bend, the feet are flat. The arms alongside the body for bridge, or hands above the shoulders for upward facing bow. And on your next inhale, you press down into your feet to lift the hips, low back, middle back, upper back if you like. And exhale, lowering down. Nice full breath. And on inhale, you press down to go up once again. Opening the front of the body. Breathing into the belly. Then exhale, lowering down. Third and final one. On an inhale. You press down to go up. And exhale, you lower down. Once you come down, you just draw your knees into your chest. You wrap your arms around your shins. Nice tight squeeze. And taking the arms alongside the body, palms flat. Legs go straight up. You hang out there, or shoulders down. Toes towards the floor beyond your head. Once the hips lift, you bend the elbows, hands against your back, and you send the legs up. A few more breaths if you want any variations. Wiggle the toes, roll the ankles, send the legs apart, scissor them, take a twist, whatever feels good. Just playing with your legs suspended in air. You get a sense of freedom in the hip joint when the legs are up overhead. And if you're in shoulder stand, you come back to center and you take the toes towards the floor beyond your head for plow. Hips are high, low back's open. You release the hands, fingers point forward. Nice and easy, you unravel. And lie flat on your back. Once down, the arms are alongside the body, preparing for fish. You press into your hands and elbows to lift the head and torso. You arc the spine, roll the shoulders back. Release the crown of the head towards the floor. Then exhale, lowering down. You draw your knees into your chest, you wrap your arms around your shins. Nice tight squeeze. You take the arms into cactus arms, elbows bent 90 degrees. Then you release the knees over to the left. One final twist. Back to center. And over to the right. Back to center. And on exhale, you extend the legs out onto the mat, Shavasana. Or you tuck your hands behind your knees, stretching your right up for headstand. If you're doing headstand, you take your time. You stay up as long as you want. You make your way to Shavasana whenever you're done. If you're new to headstand, you start on your forearms and knees. Grab opposite elbows and bring the hands up, fingers interlaced, palms apart. You place the crown of the head on the floor as you cup the back of your head in your hands. Then curling your toes, you lift the knees. As you feel set with your base, you walk the feet towards the elbows and eventually draw one knee towards your chest, heel towards your hip, then the other. Find your balance, and then whenever you're ready, you take those legs straight up. You stay up as long as you want, coming down the same way you went up whenever you're done. Slowly begin taking deeper inhales, more active exhales. Gently waking the body back up. You start to wiggle the fingers and toes. You roll the wrists and ankles, arms and legs. Then turn the palms flat down onto the ground, gripping the floor as you inhale, grounding yourself. And exhale, you draw your knees into your chest, you wrap your arms around your shins, and you rock over to your right side. You rest there for a moment in the seat of full potential. And as you're ready on an inhale, you slowly rise up to sit. You come into a comfortable seated posture. The spine is tall, shoulders are back, chest is lifted, heart is open. Back of the neck is long and the eyes remain closed. Then palms together, heart center, thanking yourself and each other for being here. Clear mind, peaceful mind. Peaceful speech, loving heart, clear heart. Om Shanti.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Om. Namaste. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. Great to be practicing with you as always. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.